Hey guys, Joanne here with Newegg TV. I'm here to do an overview on this NZXT Switch 810 full tower computer case. This case has solid steel construction with some plastic mix-in and a little bit of rubber finish along the edges. And it weighs 30.2 pounds and measures 9.2 inches wide, 23.4 inches tall, and 23 inches deep. At the front of the case, if we open up this cover, just push it, you get your two USB 2.0 ports, two USB 3, an SD card reader. Now that could come in handy, and I have not seen that before on a case design. A headphone and microphone jack, your reset button, and LED button, which I will show you what it does when we get to the rear of the case, and it's pretty neat. And you get four 5¼ inch drive bays. Simply pinch together the sides to remove. The last one here is a hot swap bay. Just take it out like this, install your 2.5 or 3.5 inch drives. Just below that is a very easily accessible front panel. You just click and it comes right off. It also has a removable dust filter, but you'll have to remove the screws for that. It comes with a pre-installed 140mm fan. You have the option of installing two 120s or two 140s. On this side, you get a very large acrylic window for peering into all those beautiful components that you will eventually install. Finally, on the back, we have a pre-installed 140mm fan here. However, you have the option to install a 120 or a 140, of course. And they've included slots here, so you can place your fan higher or lower depending on the direction of your airflow or for spacing needs. And here's a knockout for your input-output shield, and what's special about this is that there is a, let's see if I can tilt this, there is a white LED right here that will help illuminate your inputs and outputs so that when it's dark and you really need to get a plug back there, you'll be able to see it just fine. And below that, you get your 9 expansion slots for your when you install your E-ATX motherboards, for quad SLI or triple crossfire. And next to that, you get 4 grommeted areas where you can thread your cables through or your water cooling tubes. And finally, at the bottom is a power supply mount. NZXT has done a lot to make sure that you can keep your case clean. So they've included front and rear removable dust filters. Very easy, just simply click and it comes out. Voila. Now let's move on to the back. Same deal. And there it is. At the top of the case, we have your power button, which is situated right here. And the top cover is very interesting in that it has these fins that you can open for maximum airflow or close to reduce noise. Now simply push to remove, very simple. Inside, we have a pre-installed 140mm fan. You'll be able to install 3 120s or 3 140s, and you'll be able to just drop in a radiator of 360mm or 420mm. And they have enough internal top space of 90mm that you can install your radiator with fans for a push-pull configuration. On the bottom of the case, here are the 2 dust filters that I mentioned earlier, and you have another mount for a 240mm radiator or 2 120s or 2 140mm fans. And here is a ventilated area for where your power supply sits. And we have some rubber feet to reduce vibration. Let's take a look at the right side panel. I'm just going to take off these 2 screws and loosen up the center one. You don't have to take it all the way off. Push it down, and you'll be able to remove the side panel. Now let me just set this down. Okay, you get a nice cutout for your aftermarket heatsink. 10 rubber grommeted areas made of some sturdy rubber for routing your cables, and a lot of tie-down points for tying all those cables neatly together, like what they've done. And over here, they've included a fan hub for you, which is Velcro attached. So you'll be able to move it around if you want to. It uses one Molex plug to power 7 fans. That is pretty neat. And over here, we have your 6 drive mount. Let me just slide one out for you. or you'll be able to install 3.5-inch or 2.5-inch drives. I've removed the left side panel, and here is another look at the large window for you. Inside, they've included a list of the compatible motherboards, which is always useful. ATX, Micro-ATX, Mini-ITX, Flex-ATX, SSI-CEB, and SSI-EEB, and these are server motherboards. And here's another look at the pre-installed 140mm fan, and if I tilt this case, you'll be able to see the raised feet with rubber padding that will ensure that your power supply gets the airflow that it needs. And these bunch of cables are your front panel connectors. This will power your LED light in the rear. And here is your 20-pin USB 3.0 connector. And we have two USB 2.0 connectors, an audio connector, and your various power reset and LED plugs. On this side, we have your 4 5.25-inch drive bays. It is a toolless design. Simply slide and push to unlock. And they've included these thumb screws here for you, so you can screw it onto the other side and further secure your drives. Now, you can remove the support by removing these screws for the top 5.25-inch drive bay, and that way you'll be able to install your triple rad. Just below that, we have your 2 drive cages, which are both removable, but first let me talk about the fan mounts. Each cage will hold either a 120 or 140mm fan, and if you remove the fan entirely, you will get 14.7 inches of space for your graphics card, and if you just install the fan, you get 13.7 inches of space. And if you have it on full pivot, which is like this, you get 11.2 inches of space. But if you move the cage entirely, you will get much more room, of course. To change the angle, simply loosen the screw here, to angle it, and tighten it. Okay, now to remove these 2 drive cages, simply, unscrew it. These thumb screws here, and these 2. I want to remove both of these for you so you get an idea of what it looks like without either of these cages in your case. Okay, this one's a little tight. Ah! Okay, forget that. Let's just keep moving forward. Okay, here we go. Simply grab onto these 2 handles and pull out just like this. But make sure that you unplug the the 3-pin connector from the fan hub, or you'll just end up, pulling it and nothing will happen. Now let's get this one out too. Very nice. Also, one last thing is if you remove these screws for this base plate, you'll be able to mount a bottom radiator. These are the accessories included in the box. You get your user manual, always nice to have around, and a packet of various mounting screws, some zip ties, and finally this 8-pin extension cables for your supplemental CPU power. And it is also sleeved, which is a nice touch. And this is used in case the cable on your power supply is not long enough to reach the plug on your motherboard. That wraps up our overview on this NZXT Switch 810 full tower computer case. I'm Joanne, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to our Newegg YouTube channel. Thanks for watching Newegg TV, and we'll see you next time.